I said from the inception, from the beginning, that the roommates, one of them had to have heard something. I stated and always contended that I don't believe that they heard or seen nothing. Lo and behold, on January the 5th, 2023, the Idaho police released the probable cause affidavit indicating that one of the surviving roommates saw the killer. The killer walked past her, and she was in shock. Well, like I said from the beginning, I just don't believe the roommates. Now, you have clinical psychologists and other folks trying to make excuse for the way that the surviving roommate acted. The surviving roommate states that she opened the door 3 times. She saw a masked man walking through the home. Yet, you were not in shock to the point where you couldn't open the door 3 times. At this point, you're not in shock. Let me tell you what I think and what I believe based on the facts. But before I go there, let me finish what I'm saying. The police, from the beginning, hid the fact that the roommates, or one of the roommates, seen the killer, purportedly for her safety. But guess what, people? That killer wouldn't have came back for her. The killer would not have came back for her. The reason why they conceal this information is because they know it doesn't make sense the way the surviving roommate act. I want you to put yourself in this frame of mind, people. The surviving roommate already asserted that she opened the door 3 times. 3 times she heard somebody crying and whimpering. Okay, she heard the barking dog. At this point, why not call 911? Why not holler out and say, I'm calling the police? So at this point in the game, it appears to me, based on her conduct, that she didn't care about nobody else's lives in that home but hers and the roommate in the room. Now, here's what I think happened. I said from the beginning that I believe that one of the surviving roommates opened the door and heard something but was scared. That's in one of my earliest videos. But now when I look at this new information, and even in my last video, people, I stated that I don't believe that those roommates didn't hear anything. See, I just think rational that if you in a home, 4 people got killed, you mean to tell me you heard nothing? So I'm of the opinion that this roommate knew they was being killed, but didn't care because she was jealous. I believe that both of those 2 surviving roommates didn't like the 4 victims. That's just my belief. Now, this happened around 4:17. You see a masked man walking through the home, and you don't think, I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt this is a party house, people walking in and out the house as if this is some common thing that they do, because if that was the case, she wouldn't have been shot. She wouldn't have locked her door. I stated from the beginning, I wanted to know why the surviving victim doors was locked and nobody else's doors was locked. Now, what I'm hearing, it appears that they left the door unlocked. If you living in a home and you leave a door unlocked, you asking to be killed. You asking to be murdered, okay? Plain and simple, people. We all know that today, and like down through the years, people will walk up to your door and check your door just to see what's going on. And a lot of times they come in to rape, kill, and burglarize. So whoever left that door unlocked, they are responsible for the killings in that home. But back to these 2 surviving roommates. What people try to justify is she's young, they're young and in shock. Well, like I said, the shock part has been negated by the fact that she opened the door 3 times. Why? How are you in shock, in fear of your life, and you instead of open the door 3 times, not knowing if the killer will be right there and take your life? See, like I said, people, from the beginning, You see a masked figure walking through the home. You see the masked figure leave. But you don't go check on the whimpering and the crying. I believe that she said they say Kelly Conclave was crying. One of those victims she heard whimpering in the dark barking. So you mean to tell me after hearing this, after you seen this masked person leave, you didn't go to the door and then even and try to figure out what's going on? And if you went to the door and you didn't hear what was going on, why not kick the door in? Why not? You just seen some masked figure leave. If you yourself was in fear and shock for your life, why would you not have that same concern for the 4 victims in that home? And then when you wake up and you see the situation, the blood, the dead bodies, why are you calling your friends instead of 911? This leads me to believe that somebody knew about the killing. Somebody at that Sigma Phi might have knew about it, heard about it, and thought and told other people about it. And if it, hey, he really did do this here. I just don't find how people can give any credibility to the surviving roommates based on her conduct. The strange part about it, why is the police concealing the surviving roommate that acted this way? See, at this point in the game, you got Brian Kohlberg, but nobody can actually say that they saw him murder this person. But truth be told, at this point in the game, it appears that they have a solid case. It simply appears that they have a solid case. Even though it's circumstantial evidence is enough to convict you. Now, one of the victims' father, Mr. Calvez, I believe I'm saying his name right. Well, he appears to be forgiving of the killer. But let me tell you like this, people. In my opinion, he don't forgive that killer. Who forgives a tyrant? Who forgives a killer that go in there and do a merciless killing for the sake of killing? Nobody, people. Nobody. But I can tell you this here, and I never wavered. I said from the beginning that one of the roommates had to have seen and heard something, and they did. I'm of the opinion that prior to the killings happening, the roommates heard everything. They knew what was going on. They didn't care. That's just my opinion. People trying to, some of the media outlets, some of the news reporters trying to make it appear that maybe the killer had already killed the victims. I don't buy that. I do not buy that. Everybody was alive when this killer was walking around, and the roommate knew about it. Yet, she or no one can truly justify the failure to shut the door. You locked the door back, but you didn't never call 911. But you in shock. How can you be in shock and really be in fear, but yet you open the door 3 times? My name is Speak Van Holt, and I'm signing off. Good morning to all my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, like, and share.